Good afternoon, everyone. So let me introduce myself. My name is Gede Kusmanita Yoga, with name 2112021064. I was from Group 4. In this Group 4, we will tell you about simple past perfect progressive. So let's get started. It will start from me because I'm gonna tell you about the definition. So let's get started. The past perfect continuous tense, or also known the past perfect progressive tense, is a tense show that action that started in the past continue up until another time in the past. The past perfect continuous is constructed using had been plus the verb present participle. So that's the definition. The next material will be shared by my friend.
Hello, my name is Madhvi Arianti. My ID number is 1120210083. And today I'm going to explain to you the past perfect continuous, or we used to call it past perfect progressive. So before we make a sentence out of it, we need to understand the formula first. The formula is subject plus had plus been plus present participle, or we used to call it verb ing. For example, my dad had been working for 10 years before he quit it. So let's break down the sentence first. My dad is a subject plus had plus been plus working. So we know that after we said working, we have another simple past because we explain two exact past time in the sentence, in this one sentence, which has nothing to do with the present, but still has a little effect to the present. So what I'm saying is that my dad had been working for 10 years before he quit it. Before he quit it is a simple past. It means that my dad is not working anymore in the present time. So it's everything we said about this stuff is the past. The past that probably has nothing to do with the present. So we use this sentence. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Revi and now we are going to study about the negative form of past perfect continuous. To make the negative form in past perfect continuous, we use had not, or you can also say hadn't, been, the ing form of the verb. So we use hadn't or had not been plus the ing form of the verb. Okay, now let's move to the example of this formula. They had not been speaking, or they hadn't been speaking. They hadn't been speaking to each other for years. Next, I had not been studying. I hadn't been studying. I hadn't been studying English for very long before I moved to America. I hadn't been studying English for very long before I moved to America. The next sentence is he had not been working, or he hadn't been working. He hadn't working there very long before they decided to lay off 100 workers. Okay, I think that's all that I can explain to you guys. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kadek Medin Cahyani, name 2112021210. I would like to continue presentation from Revi, tell about pattern question and the example sentence of past perfect continuous tense. For the formula, we use had plus subject plus been plus present participle or verb ing. For the example, the first one is, had Devani been walking? The first one there are had, and for the subject is Devani plus been, and for the present participle we use walking. And the second example is, had the kitchen been working? Seems like the first sentence, but the difference is for the subject we use the kitchen, and then for the present participle we use working. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the chance. Now, I would like to continue the presentation with function of past perfect continuous. But before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Kadek Sriadi, ID number 21120211065. We use the past perfect continuous to show that something started in the past and continued up until another time in the past. For 5 minutes and for 2 weeks are both duration which can be used with the past perfect continuous. Notice that this is related to present perfect continuous. However, the duration does not continue until now. It stops before something else in the past.
Hello everyone, I'm Dharma Putra. My ID number 21120211070. Now I would like to tell you the example about the past perfect continuous. For first, they had been talking for over an hour before Tony arrived. Next, she had been working at that company for 3 years when it went out of business. And then, how long had you been waiting to get on the bus? At the last, Rosa failed the final test because she had not been attending class.
Alright, so my name is Kudus Bastian Sayadi. My NIM is 21120212007, and I'm here to tell you about the conclusion of our material. So the past perfect continuous tense, also known as the perfect progressive tense, shows that an action that started in the past continued up until another time in the past. For the example is she had been living there since she was a child, and we use the past perfect continuous to refer to an ongoing action that ended before another action or event in the past. So that's all for our presentation. So thank you so much for watching.